I'll give my example. I didn't really follow a normal approach, nor do I think anybody needs to follow a certain approach to get into an ultra. I ran my first marathon, and a month later I ran my first 50-mile race. So I'm not, I don't look at myself as like super gifted. I mean, sure, I've won a lot of events and I've had a very successful career, but you're ready for that ultra step when you tell yourself, like, I really want to do this. This is something that I want to do, and I'm gonna pour everything into it. So I would say, don't limit yourself. Get out there and do it. I mean, be smart in training and make sure you're prepared for it physically. But the most important thing is just having an openness and a desire to go out and finish an ultra. I mean, there's a lot of time when you're running an ultra to think, and at least when I'm racing, I try not to think too much, because thinking is the enemy. Thinking becomes, those little thoughts creep in that, it's too far, it's too hot, I could be doing something else that's much more comfortable right now, or why am I doing this? Those thoughts happen even to the top runners like myself, and I think the best thing is to not dwell on those things and try to think about smaller objective goals of like getting to the next aid station or getting to over the next climb or hill. For me, it helps to put myself into the present moment more. So sometimes I focus my mind on my breath, or sometimes I focus on the technique, something that I can stay focused on, a body awareness, so how I'm moving my body, think about how I'm going to fuel at the next aid station. Just things that bring me into a better state than that negative state of like, how can I get out of this situation? And sometimes it helps to have an intention. I can, the 24-hour race that I did in 2010 at World Championships, I dedicated that race to my mother, who had passed away a few years earlier. So it's, I think, important when times get tough, what's going to pull you out of that low point. And sometimes that's dedicating your event or your race, or remembering, like, how hard you trained and how bad you want it, how much your family or friends are, counting on you to finish, and how much they're putting. So it's a culmination of things, and trying to really just put all that energy to getting you back on track. Definitely Badwater in 2005 was, one of those low points where I still, wonder how I got myself up off, the pavement when I had been puking my guts out and had been through just, a crazy first 70 miles and not feeling like I could do it. And then, of course, having run Westem States 100 2 weeks prior, there's a lot of things like on paper that said there's no way you're going to be able to finish this race, let alone get up and break the course record. So I think that was definitely one of the big points, but I've had a lot of them throughout my racing career. You just have to never give up, or think, just when you think that you have nothing left in you, there's always an extra 1% to give. And that's what I've learned throughout the years of racing ultramarathons, is that we all have that extra little bit in us, and it's a matter of accessing it. And I wish I had like the secret potion to like pass on to everybody, or I wish I could describe it in a few words. But you'll know it when you experience it, and you just have to trust that when you think you've gone to the edge, when you think you have nothing left, you just have to find that extra little bit of strength, and it is there. It's waiting for you. And this one, even came from a non-runner. My yoga instructor once said that, remember, this is what you came for. And I was struggling once in yoga class, and he was, he really tried to get us to stay focused. And his words of wisdom were quite simple, but this is what you came for. And I think that's very true, because there are races where, I question, why am I doing this? This just seems too hard, too difficult. And I think a lot of runners experience that. And you do have to remind yourself that, nobody's forcing you to do this. You came here for the experience, and you have to remember that, this is what you came for.